Has anyone ever told you how challenging parenting could be? I think that's like something that you won't really understand until you've been through the throes of parenting at every single stage. And so, as a mother whose oldest child is only going to be 9 years old, I still feel like a baby in the subject of parenting, because every day really shows me a new facet, which really, I believe, sharpens me as a tool. And that brings me to the process of deep thinking and being considered a self-considered overthinker. Maybe the ones closest to me would tell you that I am very much a deep thinker, and it takes me a lot to process information as well as emotional stimuli. And it's because, once a situation is presented to me, like once I'm actually brought with a dilemma or any encounter, I like to process all of that in that day. So if I may not completely process it in that very moment, which I very well may try to, I will definitely process it by the end of the day. And what does this do? I mean, maybe some folks would say that I'm wasting a lot of time, or maybe mulling over things that don't even require mulling over. And that could be true. I could potentially be thinking about things that really don't require any extra thought. But again, my ideal is that once I think about something, or once I process it, I never ever want to process it or think about it again. I want to just get all the work done, file the paperwork, and put it away. And sometimes the files come out every now and again because some dilemmas or life issues require continuance, or requires that you take mental breaks before continuing to tackle it. And so that brings us to Virgo season. Virgo season is being meticulous in behavior, being meticulous in thought. Virgo is about really taking a look at the disarray in your environment, in your space, headspace, spirit, body, and really trying or figuring out how to make sense of it all. This organized chaos, or this disorganized chaos, must serve a particular purpose. And with Virgo, we realize that all messes serve a particular, area of discipline that is required, as life is messy, thinking is messy, everything about life is messy. And so this goes with the organizing the thoughts, processing my day-to-day experiences as well as encounters and conversations. So as I go, I'm basically cleaning up my mental diarrhea, or my mental monologue, and squaring it away. And so Virgo can be considered so tidy and organized, because Virgo takes the time to remain present, to be a listener, to be still in a way. Although Virgo can be extremely flighty and nervous and anxious, and can seem like they're not paying attention, but Virgo is always paying attention. And so as Virgo goes through the process, Virgo wants to complete the process, as Virgo doesn't really like leaving things unfinished. Although it could leave things unfinished if their very part is to just transform, reorganize, organize, make sense of. And once something is made sense of, we again can organize the space or clean it up and put it away. It's when we have unfinished thoughts that messes come into play. And as they say, the orderliness of your room or home directly correlates to the orderliness of your mind. And so any messes around you, if they aren't from the very children that you have born, then you have a lot of unfinished thoughts running amok. And this could be wreaking havoc on your subconscious mind without you knowing, and kind of ticking away at your health and result of it. When really the very solution is to tackle the chaos, to bring order to the chaos, to clean up after the self, to complete the thought, to complete the emotion, unless there is a call for continuance. And that is an act or a thought of individual discrepancy. And so challenges. Virgo is intrigued by challenges, or the mercurial, the mental, physical 3D reality that our mind seeks to shift, right? As Mercury is a mental sign, it rules the mental, and Virgo is earth, mutable earth, meaning it's changing and shape-shifting. So our very thoughts, Mercury in Virgo, although Mercury is now in Libra, but Mercury and Virgo has the capacity to transform the 3D reality. Again, like the scorpionic. Challenges. Being faced with challenges. Areas where I am being challenged is to finish unfinished business in the ways of maybe how I handle finances or saving or bill payments or whatever. It's just like putting A to B, just finishing connecting the dots, because I already have all the A, I already have all the B, but because in the moment I wasn't able to complete the thought, the connections are being left unfinished. And so my challenge here is to finish connecting the dots, and or finish the connection, as well as challenges in what parenting should look like, as Virgo is the caregiver, it's the servant, and the moon being the mother. And so I have a Virgo moon, and so I know that I have a duty to serve my children, and I adore my duty to serve my children. I find it highly rewarding. But when the Virgo moon isn't able to finish the thought, complete the thought, or to complete the connection, chaos, anxiety, and stress ensue. And that could be a thing on itself. So generally speaking, now that Mercury's in Libra, we can kind of step away from the picture. It's like Mercury and Virgo is way too close to the canvas, like so close that it can't really see if it's making a mess or bringing order to chaos. But when Mercury goes into Libra, we're able to take an objective view or have an objective approach. And so we may not be so quick to pull the trigger and make the connections that we seek, but they become a lot more available. The ability and the capacity, as well as the space to finish the thought, to make the connection, and to view things from up close and now afar is now being brought to you. Ah, look at that. That is the Justice card. Mercury in Libra. This is also Venusian energy and entity, but we see the sun and the moon. The differences and the transition from light to dark, as Virgo would be considered a dark feminine energy where the chaos ensues, and then you're putting Mercury there, complete, chaos that is constantly affecting your environment, constantly. Mercury in Libra, I think, has a bit of an opportunity to experience order, as ultimately Libra wants to ensure that there is order, balance, and justice. Venusian relationships, co-partnerships, the balance and connections, the completion of connections, the extension of connection, although probably not solidified until going through Scorpio, as Scorpio is the true test before you can reach the highest of the highs in Sagittarius. But Venus here, we're talking about challenges, microscopic challenges within relationships, where we now have the opportunity to just bring simple corrections or to finalize. I mean, Mercury in Libra does have the capacity to finalize, but it's usually to propel the next step forward, and then things get fixed in Scorpio. Libra being cardinal air, and so now where our mind was shifting constantly in Virgo, which you would say that in Libra is constantly shifting as well, which it is. It has the intention to move things forward and along, and has a tendency of vacillation, this, that, until an honest and harmonic conclusion has been reached. But in Virgo, that Mercury changes its mind a lot. Again, we're in a mutable earth, and again, all of that shifting. So now we may do a little balancing here and there with Libra, but ultimately it's so that we can progress, move forward onto the next step, level, and plane. Tower. Okay, so we have a sudden disruption in what appeared to be balance. So, or also shocking a system into place, shocking an unfair situation into place. This is also wreaking havoc in order to ensue the balance here. This is also an ego disruption. A facade is becoming clear, you know what I mean? Maybe you weren't able to see where there were injustices, imbalances, and now that you're able to get a more objective view, you're a little bit shocked at what it is that you really see. And with these challenges are egoically bursting or calling for an egoic structure, which is only used for the betterment of the cause, because too much of it, this is a very delicate situation here, as the tower is already set on fire. And the balancing justice card here is, I believe, is a sort of righting of the wrong, or giving you the opportunity to see clearly without the ego. So if this is ego insertion in order to bring balance and justice and an objective view, or an awakening from your ego, or a high place where you weren't seeing things for what they really are. Shocking to the Virgo, as we are still in Virgo season. Also, this is the opportunity again to manipulate things in a way that abides by the laws, that abides by the structures, in order to tear down what has been unfair to you. Hence, then finishing those connective points. Okay. This took a weird twist and turn. I mean, we have the King of Cups here. And this is a Cancer energy. So some emotional maturity as well as benevolence. This is a Libra or a Cancer, or Cancer with a Libra accent, and or a Cancer with a Mars in Libra, or a Libra with a Mars in Cancer. Eight of Wands. So, okay, with the Eight of Wands proceeding the King of Cups, I see this, and then the Tower and the Justice card. This could be an incoming message as well as messenger who is coming to actually profess or express their feelings in order to bring balance to a situation that they had previously have caused chaos in due to ego structures. So there is a destruction and or a mishap with the Tower card that really made things seem a bit unfair, that really knocked the scales off kilter. And this King of Cups has a pensive attitude about things, although the waters may be tumultuous and crazy behind him or within him. He manages to keep a calm, cool exterior, maintaining balance as well as fairness, and has decided to actually have some feeling and emotion in a situation that should really have severe justice or severe consequences on a more mental descriptive plane. This person or this demeanor is actually having some emotional consideration before the acts of moving forward. Now, the King of Cups here, once the message is clear, this message will be coming towards you very, very fiercely and quickly. Also, this also could be a deliberation and or a collaboration with someone of a Libra and or Cancer mannerism, set to bring peace to where there was once destruction. This could be emailing, texting, DMing. This is any form of communication where the information is received rapidly and timely. Any more information on the challenges that are currently presenting themselves or the views that are bringing themselves into objectification? So we have, the Two of Swords, which is usually a contemplative and clear mind. This is not someone who is pretending not to see the situation. This is someone who is deciding to see the situation and to kind of quiet down that mental mind and to sit in balance with the emotions in the mind here. See, we're putting ourselves in a darker, quiet setting, maybe a dark room, a quiet room, a shower, where we can really sit and contemplate, where there is full illumination from the ego. So we are able to receive information clearly from the ego, but with the calmness of the dark and the stability of the emotions represented with the King of Cups. And then we have the Princess of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. So this message will incite a major breakthrough, or you will be called to take action quickly without too much thought. This also could serve again as a deliberation period, and that is kind of stalling the messages that will bring peace to the situation. It will bring peace, clarity, and or answers. So if you've been looking for a piece of missing information, a piece of information that will set the scales in balance. Just know that the other party is deeply considering all aspects, and they are making sure that they are inputting their emotions as to soften and to truly bring harmony once again. The Justice card and the Princess of Pentacles. So this would be like the Page of Pentacles. But I see Taurus here and Venus. So this is someone who's really beautiful. This is double Venus energy. This is someone who is highly attractive, very beautiful, young, fresh, fertile. Someone who has a lot of potential, willing to work hard, has business acumen as well as desire, and the ability to learn, proceed forward, and to never give up or give in while looking really good while doing so. Libra here. Yes, this is someone who has high aspirations, who is able to, who eventually wants to climb into a position where they are able to influence change and cause change, and or bring defense or justice where it is called for, in order to basically secure the ideals of peace. With the King of Cups here and the Princess of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands here, this could be a romantic gesture or offer that will require some thought on the younger party. But an answer is going to be required quite quickly. This person's going to want to know what it is that you want, or is going to want to understand what your response is to their offer or to their messages. So this is someone who's really hoping that they are able to get through to you clearly, and that although not expecting an entirely positive response, is hopeful of one. Okay, I also see you taking your time as well as this other person. So two people are really taking their time. Okay, yeah, so we have the Tower and the Five of Wands. So this could be a lot of sexual tension, creative tension, competitive energy that initially set the Tower ablaze. So where there was perhaps misplaced sexual energy or misplaced competitive energy, it really kind of threw things for a loop and brought a destruction and or an ending as well as a realization. And we realized that, hey, that wasn't really what I intended to do. I believe I misplaced my energy, and I'm deciding to take a slower approach and to take my time and to really understand and visualize what it is that I value, what it is that I like, what it is that I find beautiful and attractive. And I think that all of these boxes are ticked, the King of Cups is thinking. A lot of my prerequisites seem to be met, although there's still some rubble from the past. I find this thought to be quite meditative as well as peaceful, and it's making this King of Cups feel pretty darn good. The King of Cups can be male or female. The Princess of Pentacles can be male or female. Roles can be interchanged. The King of Cups could be Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer, although Cancer energy is prevalent here. The Princess of Pentacles can be Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo energy, although the Taurian energy is very lively here, as well as the Venusian energy, so Venus dominant energies at play. And then we have quick movement and or travel that is unexpected, okay? And an invitation, and a serious one. Ten of Pentacles, So it looks like this person or these people have been investing in this for quite some time. Although the situation was a bit of a wreck to begin with, and there was too much feisty Mars energy at play. Now that we figured out how to temper and balance the Mars energy and bring the Venusian energy forward, we are now calm, cool, and collected, and we have contemplated both sides objectively, springboarding us into a solution and or enlightenment period, which then heralds everything that it is that we wanted. Although we were toiling in Virgo season, we were planting seeds, we were pulling, no, Virgo season is now, sorry. Planting seeds, harvesting, having a long-term plan, working for long-term. Both parties have the idea of long-term in mind, as well as the potential for commitment, truth, honesty. But again, both parties have to be in alignment, which I see there's a little bit of a discrepancy in the maturity levels between the two. But the Princess of Pentacles is not so far behind, as she has the Justice card energy reigning over her. So she's smarter, or he is smarter than he or she appears. And here behind them, or with them, is a beautiful windfall, the Ten of Pentacles. This is ancestry as well as wealth built over time, and can somehow be somewhat of a windfall and or inheritance. Okay, so this could be inheritance by marriage, or inheritance by default, or inheritance through rebalanced contracts, rebalanced agreements and negotiations. And so let's get one more card to wrap this up. What more must we know? It looks like this renegotiating process, if something started off really rocky for you, or if things weren't exactly clear, or the tower fell right on you and things were just destroyed and kind of put you off, this is coming back around for you to actually, again, take that objective view, see that maybe both parties were behaving from an egoic place, and that both egos needed to be disrupted. And so we have both thought about our stance and position, and are deciding to move forward peaceably, where we all benefit, where there is a mutual benefit, right? Okay. Ooh. Two of Wands and Nine of Swords. Okay, so some of us behind the scenes can be a little conflicted in regards to merging with the second party again, due to undealt with mental clutter. This is the work that Mercury was trying to do in Virgo. So if you find that you are still dealing with guilt, shame, fear, incessant thoughts and thinking patterns that keep you up at night, that really keep you from standing in your power and or harping on this opportunity, just understand that it is still time for you to reconsider, as Libra season is around the corner. Well, not around the corner, we just started Virgo, but there's plenty of opportunity to work through this process. As Virgo season, again, we're still manifesting, twisting and turning and finishing thoughts and connecting. And with Mercury and Libra now, where it's giving us an objective view, so that Virgo can spend less time thinking about things that it doesn't have to think about so much. And so we still have Virgo season, Libra season, and then one more test in Scorpio season. So I think that's really about it at this time for the energy that is at play. And so yeah, I'll be back with some more info the more that it comes and flows through me. So I'll talk to you soon and later. Goodbye.